from South India. As you all already know, Akash Agarwal Classes has launched for you all 100% English lectures in English for CMA Foundation students giving their examination in December 2025 and onwards. So here I am going to tell you how do you enroll in the batch. You just have to join our WhatsApp community, which is given in the link. Fill up the Google form again given in the link, and to download our mobile application Akash Agarwal Classes to access the notes. You all know the lectures which we are going to conduct will be 100% covered. There would be no subject which we are not taking care of. So we are going to take care of each and every subject, each and every concept. We are going to take MCQs for you. We are going to provide test papers. We are going to take live mentee sessions as well. Lectures which we are going to take for you all are 100% recorded lectures and not dubbed lectures. And you all know we have exclusive team ready for you all to teach you for your CMA Foundation December 2025 attempt for subject wise as well. And we are uploading the lectures on a weekly basis. All the important links which will be useful to you all are uploaded in the description box. Since we have many students who have cleared CMA examination at all the levels from Akash Agarwal Classes, and to reciprocate the love which we have received from South Indian students, we are here for you all taking lectures 100% in English, so that we can clear your CMA Foundation December 25 attempt together. So keep studying, do watch all the lectures till the end, and do show some love by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and putting up a word in the comment box. Keep studying. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, once again, welcome back. Yet another session with your one and only CS Kajnande from Akash Agarwal Classes, and today we are doing law, and we are doing a part of law. We are doing business communication. So business communication has been going on very smooth. It's been going on very easy, and not only that. In fact, we like after doing SOGA and after doing NEGO and after doing sources, business communication part is something that is so easy, that is very easy to do. Yes, everyone. So welcome back to your very own lectures, guys. My darling CMA Foundation aspirants from South India, and these lectures are purely recorded in English, just for y'all. Yes, everyone. So yes, guys, without wasting any much time, let's start with the chapter of the 5.7th unit of business communication. Okay, now see what is this chapter about. Now when it was when it was all about, I hope you all can hear me. Okay, yes. So, when it was all about writing theory, this chapter would have been important, okay, and this chapter would have taken time also. But now it's not about theory, it's about MCQ. So, I always tell you guys, we need to do smart work. We don't need to do donkey work. We don't need to do like everything, whatever is there in front of us, just do it unnecessarily. We need to do things that are important completely from exam point of view, exam oriented. Correct, guys? So if you talk about every business has audiences, guys. Every business has customers. Now, there are four main types of customers that we have. Number one is friendly, which which are easy to deal with. We know that, okay, they'll handle it. Then number two is uninformed. Uninformed, they don't know details about our business. So it's a duty to create awareness. Then next is apathetic audience. Apathetic audience means they are not even interested. Okay, they just don't care about your business. So first you need to create demand of your market, and then is hostile audience. Hostile audiences, they are the hardest to deal with. They are against you. In the above three, they are the friendly one, of course, it's in favor, but uninformed and apathetic, they are not even in favor, they are not even in against. But hostile is like they are against. Okay, so now it's a duty to inform. See, you're seeing this, so it's a duty to inform the audience, to inform the stakeholders that this is what a business is. persuade them, because it is at the top priority, right? The businesses. So it is your duty to persuade them. If you talk about PRs, they try a lot to create a brand name, to do advertising. So persuade doesn't convince them that you are a top priority and you need this product. You need to create a good image of your company. So for all these reasons, you need to know how to write well, okay? Because you will be writing letters, you will be writing memorandums, even if you're doing it through email, but you'll be writing it at least, right? So now how do you need to write them well? Now first of all, guys, when you talk about letters, okay, there are 5 types of letters. Please listen to this. Number one is inquiry letter. Inquiry letter, when we want to know, like we are a buyer and we want to know the details of the goods that we are buying, okay? So we want to know the quality, we want to know the quantity, we want to know the price, we want to know the payment. So as a seller, you need to tell them, right? So this is an inquiry letter, that we want to know about all these things. Then after that, a quotation letter, okay? So as a seller, now we got an inquiry letter from the buyer, okay? Wait, see, the first one is inquiry is done, that I want these products, tell me the price, tell me the number of quantity you can give me, tell me maximum discount you can give me. This is an inquiry. To this we will give a quotation letter, that okay, the ABC products are priced this. I can give you 100 quantities right now. The CDE products are prices. I can give you 10 quantities. After that, finally an order will be placed. The buyer, if he likes it, an order will be placed. Okay. So there is an order letter where he places the order. Once the order is done, if the goods are not as per the satisfaction, you can also receive a complaint letter, that the goods are not per as my satisfaction. I'm not okay with the quality, or I'm not okay with it does not match sample, or how whatever it can be. And last is recovery letter. Now you've sold the goods, everything is done, okay, but they are not giving you the money. So you need to take your money back. So then you give a recovery letter when you want your money back, that I have sold my goods and now I need the recovery, I need the money. Yes, everyone, got it, okay. So these are just the formats. Like if you see, it's the subject. Salutation means dear, okay? When you say dear sir or respected sir, that is salutation. Okay, that's it. As I said, you do not have to get into all this. These are the samples. Okay, like see, for example, here you're claiming for damages. Okay, now whenever you're claiming for damages, you are in a very aggressive mode, right? You have faced certain laws. So even here, you won't have a very aggressive tone. You need to write very nicely, properly, that it is unexpected that I've received these goods. They are actually damaged and I face a lot of loss for this. Okay, whatever this is, it happens maybe, but because of this our business is getting delayed. So this is all we want. We request you that all these actions must be taken: replace the damaged product, reimburse all the additional expenses. Next time something like this it shouldn't happen in future, this that, right? So whatever you expect, write that down also very calmly. Okay, don't tell him I expect you to come and say sorry to me. Well, that is nonsense. Okay. Now come on a memorandum. Now, what is a memorandum, guys? See, a memorandum, it is one note to all. Remember, what is a memorandum? It's a one note to all. So one common note is prepared. Now see, in case of certain letters, we were specifying it to certain people, right? But memorandum, it's a one note to all of them, whoever is related to that particular news, okay? So when we want to broadcast a particular message within our related audience, then we can go ahead with a memorandum, okay? Like for example, there is this particular team, like quality management team, and we want to send the TQM members a message for all of them. So we can just publish a memo. So that entire, through that memorandum, the entire message will go on to the entire team at one single time. Got it? So this is the memorandum. It's very simple. See, like for example, here it's given to the manager from MD, date, what is it regarding behavioral issues, that is a subject. Number of clients have been complaining about the behavior of sales team members, inappropriate language, rude behavior. Okay, so if necessary, I can arrange the HR to assist you in the process and as detailed report along with the statement. Team managers, sort this out in your sales team or else some serious steps might be taken. So this is not against one, this is against all the sales team members. Got it, everyone? Yes. Okay, easy. Now, next is report. Report can be a formal report. Report can be an informal report. Also. Now, if we talk about a formal report, okay. Just 1 second, guys. Yes. So, if we talk about a formal report, now what is a formal report? It is written on specific information, okay, and they know that I am doing this for this particular audience. Okay, I am doing it for this audience. Whenever you're writing a report, see, even memo was also one note to all, right? Now, report, that was formal as well as informal. Yes, so as I was saying, a report, we talk only on a specific topic, okay? And we know our audience, we know whom we have to talk to, and it is done only for a specific purpose to specific set of people. For example, look at this. This is about an event, okay? So the date is given that South Africa is celebrating so and so date. So acknowledging this at so and so center along with the South Indian certain departments. We'll have a cultural like a get together between India and South Africa. The first day is going to be here. The dialogue is this person is going to talk, that person is going to talk, etc., etc. This is a report, nothing else. Okay, so a report is like giving information. Remember that it gives information. Okay, and when you read that information, it will be very easy for you to understand about that specific topic. That's the whole aim of this particular report. Okay, so what are the types of report, guys? Information report, as I said, you're giving information in detail. You're not giving any suggestions or anything. Analytical report, here you are giving explanations. Okay, you are asked for an explanation, so you're giving an explanation. Like for example, you analyze the costing situation of a particular factory, of a particular plant, and then you tell the company that, you know what, I feel, you analyze the entire situation, then you give a suggestion. Okay, then research reports, like the research work you've done, like since last few years, this is the growth of CMA is happening in India. Now, if you prepare such a report, like the entire research is going to be based on research, like right, then statutory is, it's compulsory to present that, like your audit report. Okay, non-statutory is you are doing it, you want to. Routine reports, they are generally prepared, they are submitted so that the organization works in a better way. And special reports, it's on special matters, like for example, there is a merger happening of two companies. So how is it going to reduce cost, how is it going to reduce your labor cost, for example, how are the ratios going to be. So here you have to prepare a special report because this is a special topic, this doesn't happen on a routine or day-to-day basis, right? Now, formal reports, guys, it should be structured. the purpose should be that when the management reads your report, they know what decision to make. They should be very clear. The length, it's pretty long. It's large mostly because it's detailed. You're giving it to top level executives. You are solving complex problems through the report, okay? And you need to write it frequently. You need to analyze situations. You need to like the writing responsibility, this should be given to experts. If you are expert with it, please do it. Otherwise, hire an external expert for this. You can also use this report by presenting certain, you know, like PPTs and things like that, okay? And always give a suggestion, because as an expert, as a CMA, your suggestion is very important and your suggestion will matter a lot. So always give a suggestion, because that's what the bosses are looking for. Informal report, it is less structured. It does not have like a clear cut structure. The main purpose is so that the businessman can take day-to-day decisions. It becomes easy. Objective is you tell them about the functioning that is going on. Length is not so big. It's shorter in size. It's done within the organization. The problems in informal report are not very complicated. You almost write them on a daily basis, like how is the HR team working, like what is their pattern of work. Okay, like for example, then what is the strategy of sales for this week? Okay. You can also use visualize, but people don't do that because it's on a day-to-day basis. You can't every day use PPTs and things like that, okay? And it's more of a personal style. Now, business report writing, again, guys, this is an official document. Here you give information, here you give statistics. So first there is a cover page, okay? Usually this is the cover page, okay? Uh, then after the cover page, there would be contents, like there would be an index page on which contents would be written, that what all has been covered in my report. After that, a summary is written, okay? See, a summary is written in one page itself in 5-6 lines, that the entire report is going to consist of this. So see, first page was cover page, second was index, third was the summary is written. Then the topic wise you start writing in details, okay? So topic 1, like there are 3 topics. So topic 1, then you, or the section 1, then you write 2 pages. Then topic 2, you write 2 pages, okay? And whatever supporting information you have, like you have a certain legal proof, certain documents, you want to make a chart and a graph, and then you want to support your information written by this, you can also do that, okay? So this is how you write a business report. It's very easy. Just a cover page, a business report on HR. Let's consider business report on TQM, Total Quality Management of 2025 of plant A. Okay, so then that would be a cover page, and an index, then a summary, then the topics, and then supporting information. Clear? Easy? Yes. And last part is business proposal. Now, business proposal is when you want a specific job, okay, like you want to obtain a specific job. So you propose to someone that, you know, I think I can do this well. My business is going on since n number of years, so I think I will be able to do this well. Okay, now what is a business proposal? Also, you can say that, you know, like for example, there are so many spare parts that I have, so I want to just like get rid of the spare parts. So if you are interested in buying this, like here in case of business proposal, here you're looking out for yourself, you're looking out for options for yourself, so that you get advantage, you get benefited. Got it, everyone? Yes. So it's solution oriented, okay? You are going to get benefited. Credibility is of course looked at it. If your business proposal is good, if your business has a good reputation, if your business has a good reputation, then definitely people might, you know, like respond to your letter. Samples. Sometimes if you want someone to purchase your product, so even send him the sample, and it should be given to the targeted audience, okay? Benefits is done. Obstacles are enhancement of writing skills. Guys, It's very obvious. If you focus on writing good, if you have good writing skills, it's obviously going to improve your communication, your imagination, knowledge, your problem solving will be better. You know what your target audience is, you know how to talk to them. Like if you're talking to kids, you won't use hi-fi words, right? You'll use basic jingles and basic poetic words. And off late, it's a very demanding skill. Okay, so first, whenever you're writing, now this might come in exam, okay, they might ask you this in exam, that if you want to enhance your writing skill, what are the steps that you should be follow? So remember guys, if you want to enhance your writing skill, there are certain points, requisites that you should follow. The number one is organize your thought. Okay, so the first one is, guys, so the first thing that you're supposed to do is organize the thought. Like you need to know that you need to know the concept that you are planning on to write. Okay, then after that you need to outline the idea. Outline as in just like create keywords, or like just a brief idea of what exactly you are going to write. Okay, then a wide reading. Please read a lot of material related to what your idea is, what your thought is, so you get more content to write. Always make sure of using simple words, because simple words are easily understood by people. So when your content is understood by people, it's going to be liked. Keep practicing. The more and more practice you do, it's the old school saying, proverb, practice makes a man perfect, and that's still true. You need to know what kind of audience you have. If your audience is youth, if they are young, so a lot of just reading data is going to bore them, right? So you need to have more of visual presentations, you need to have more entertaining way to give them data. Okay, so you need to know your audience, you need to create awareness about audience. Then next, before sending, always proofread as in once you read it yourself and then you forward it to someone else. And last but not the least, feedback. Okay, always give a feedback whenever guys, you are communicating with anyone, expect that a feedback would be given. Always expect that. Yes, got it everyone, got it now. That's all about the reports and memos and letters. Okay, hope nobody, no doubts. So letter is about letter, we saw 5 types of letters, and memo is about giving information one to all. And then we saw a letter, this reports, okay, formal and informal reports, and reports are about specific purpose. Yes guys, okay, chalo, next. Now, next topic that we are starting, guys, is intercultural and international business communication. Now, as we know, guys, when we talk about communication, it is not done just within the state or within the city or within the country. We go around the globe. It's like when, people say that the world is a global village, right? So we go around the globe. There are n number of different lifestyle, culture, languages. Okay, but of nowadays, it is important that we need to keep certain things in our mind. So even the international communication that we do is proven to be successful. Now, what are the certain things that we need to keep in our mind? Remember, we need to respect, we need to always, like, even if there are certain cultures that we are not really okay with, or we might, maybe that culture and your culture might have opposite views, but still we need to display a lot of respect towards other cultures. Okay, sometimes like a firm, like they might need to change their habits, they might need to change their rules, but it's fine, because when in an organization there are people working from n number of cultures, n number of countries. Okay, so open mindedness should be there. Instead of looking out for differences, look out for the similarities. Like every culture talks about being human, every culture talks about courtesy. Look out for that. Okay, be attentive and do not get distracted. So, what is exactly intercultural sensitivity? Guys, intercultural sensitivity means there are n number of cultures and you know that they exist. So now instead of being judgmental, you stop being judgmental. You stop saying that, oh, that is different, this is different. Instead, you try to find out the similarities and accept the other person's culture the way it is. Okay, so now remember this guy's name, Milton Bennett. He has described 6 stages. Now, if you want to be sensitive, interculture, if you want to have the intercultural sensitivity, there are 6 stages that are expected of you. Now, what is intercultural sensitivity? I already explained. You know that there are n number of cultures. You need to accept it. Um, you need to respect the differences. You need to talk more about the similarities, so that without being judgmental, you can open-heartedly, open-mindedly, in an open mind, you can accept the other cultures. Yes. So this guy, whose name you need to remember, Milton Bennett, he says there are 6 stages. The number 1 stage is, guys, denial. Okay, now what is denial? Denial means you are just not, like it's the first stage when you are completely unaware. You're completely unaware about the differences that exist between members of different cultures. That is denial. So we need to reduce this unawareness. We need to start focusing more on that. Okay, that we need to focus more on similarities and less of differences. Then number 2 is defense. Okay, once we spot out the differences, so we certain times we see that, oh, this thing in their culture is different, this thing in my culture is done like this, so whatever is their culture I will criticize it, and whatever is my culture I will make it right. Okay, so we cannot be that. We need to be tolerant. So the next stage is defense, that we need to be tolerant even towards other cultures. Our thing and their thing, our culture and their cultures might be different, but none of them are wrong. Right? Then is minimization. Minimizations here, we start appreciating even the differences, okay? And we start valuing people more than the culture. Okay, then next step is, guys, acceptance. Now when you start acceptance, this is the ultimate goal of every organization. Acceptance. When you start acceptance, that okay, fine, they belong to this particular culture and this is how they are going to be in a positive way. If you start accepting, it's going to be very easier. Remember, acceptance is the first step of any solution to a problem in life. Okay, once acceptance is done, you start adapting them, like you start celebrating with them, you start eating their cuisine, you start adjusting according to them. Okay, you start learning and reading more about their culture. So now you're adapting. And last is, guys, integration, when you forget all the differences and here you work together. You try that even their culture should be respected, even your culture is respected, and like both the members belonging to different cultures are doing things together in the form of an integration. This is the last step in a flexible way. Okay, so just write integration here. So these are the 6 stages of sensitivity. Okay, intercultural sensitivity. Number 1, guys, denial. Number 2, defense. Number 3, minimization. 4 is you start accepting, then you start adopting, and then you integrate. And last, ethnocentrism. Now, what is ethnocentrism? When we feel that our culture is above everybody else's culture, okay? That feeling is ethnocentrism. Okay, now it's like psychological, it's very normal, and it's human tendency to think like that, because when people belong to different cultures, when we see the differences, so we tend to think that our culture is the best. Okay, so it's fine, it's human tendency, but we just need to avoid this kind of thinking. Okay, we should not assume such things. We should avoid premature evaluations that okay, this person belongs to this culture, so he's going to be like that only. Don't have these premature evaluations, and whatever the differences are, we need to keep an open mind to avoid ethnocentrism. Yes, everyone. Yes. Okay, public. Anybody, any doubts? I hope not. Easy peasy, easy peasy, right? All of this is just so easy. Everything here. It's just so easy. I don't know this music from where it's played again and again. This is the third time that has been happening. Anyways, so yes. Just one sec. Yes. Okay. Now as I said, we will be finishing communication in this particular part, okay? And in the next session, we will be doing the question answers of communication. Okay, so if we talk about communication, guys, 3 sessions, just only 3 sessions, and we've covered your entire communication, everything that is important from business perspective. Business. See, we've been talking about all the business reports and business communication, okay? Whatever is important from exam perspective, we've covered all of that in just 3 sessions. So as I always say, do smart work, not donkey work. This is enough that we've been doing. Yes, okay. Now, what are the barriers to business communication? Okay, now guys, barriers to business communication means the problems that lead to misunderstandings between the parties. That is the barriers to communication. The issues, there are two parties at a time, but there are certain issues that the parties might face. Why? There are n number of reasons. This is what we are going to see in this particular chapter. So if we talk about physical barrier means the surrounding, the environment, like there are background noises, there are vehicles that are continuously going. You won't be able to hear someone if you're talking to him over the telephone, right? Like for example, so certain times, when I take morning lectures, early morning lectures, so I stay near the airport, okay? So n number of times there are these noises of the planes going up. Okay, so for that, for those 10 seconds, I have to pause because if I talk, it becomes very distorted. So this is a physical barrier, right? Got it? Now, what are the causes of physical barriers? Sometimes distance, geographical distance can be a big issue because sometimes what happens when you make video calls, like for example, if I give you, like when I had gone with my family on a trip to Leh Ladakh, during that time, I remember I wanted to contact my mother who is in Pune. So I wanted to contact my mother, but I couldn't do that because whenever I had to put down any message, that was scanned and then it was forwarded. So if I put down by authorities, by the government, so if I put down a message right now, it would reach my mother maybe within the next half an hour, 40 minutes, maybe even more than that, or maybe it wouldn't even reach at all. Like my night messages, it just didn't reach her. Okay, so these are the physical barriers. This happens due to the geographical distances, then certain restrictions. Then environment can also affect it. Like if we are standing in a position where the weather conditions are not very favorable, it's raining a lot, the noise of heavy rains, technical disturbance, like when we are talking, and then sometimes when we are talking our sound echoes, so that is because of the technical disturbance, or sometimes you hear your own self, right? Time, because of the different time zones, even because of that you may face issues. Okay, so these are the physical barriers. Next, we will be talking about the semantic barriers. Now, what are the semantic barriers, guys? Generally, this happens a lot in organizations when two people talk different languages. Okay, so when till the time the message is translated, entire essence of that message is gone. So even when both the parties are, they talk in the same language, but one party is expert with technical words. Like for example, if you are working in a CMA department and one auditor, he's expert with the audit terms, and the other trainee, maybe she doesn't know anything. Though the language is the same, there will still be semantic barriers. Okay, the words can be misunderstood. Mistumor, like some people, maybe he's cracking a joke or something, the senior guy is cracking a joke, but the junior won't understand because maybe less of known words or less of vocabulary, one of it. Okay, then usage of idioms. Idioms can also be used, guys. Now sometimes what happens when one person is sitting and he's using idioms. Idioms is phrases, proverbs. Okay, like for example, if I say better late than never, even if I haven't started studying, if you haven't studied till now, start now. Better late than never. Okay, so if I say this now, the people who understand will understand, but the people who don't, so there will be a semantic barrier here. So sometimes when people use idioms in normal interactions, it can make the other person a bit nervous. So how to overcome these barriers? Speaker, whenever he's talking, listen, get the feedback, like the other party is understanding. Don't assume that this party is understanding whatever I'm communicating. Your facial expressions, your gestures, those should be appropriate. There shouldn't be any confusion. Okay. Yes. Now next is, guys, physiological barriers. And what are physiological barriers? Okay, now see, if you talk about psychological barriers, again, guys, sometimes things are here in our head. Okay, and because of that problems are created. Things are in our mind. It is a mindset. It is often said that the mind is your biggest enemy or your best friend. Okay, so here you need to figure out like what is the concept of psychology, and how do I get control over this. For example, emotions. Like you need to be very practical. You need to stop being emotional. You need to have the halo effect. Now, what is a halo effect? Halo effect is when a particular person he outweighs the other traits. Okay, like you just start judging people. Okay, so if that person is maybe not intelligent, so you'll even ignore the other things, that he's a kind person, he's a nice person. Okay, so that is an halo effect. Like because of one negative thing you judge that entire person. Then there is a lot of information about that one person that you have in your mind, and that person comes and talks to you, and now you're thinking that the information I have about this, the things I've heard about this, is it correct, is it wrong? Don't do that, because it's going to cause barriers. Don't have any presumptions. Keep an open mind always. Yes. And next is, guys, organizational barriers. Now, organizational barriers, maybe the structure is not right. Um, you can't directly talk to your boss. The time you get to talk to your boss, the entire topic of that, the subject matter is over, or it's no longer useful. Okay, so organizational barriers, now maybe the rules, they're very stringent. Employees cannot communicate freely. You've created that hierarchy so much that there is a fear of sending a message. Okay, now how do we overcome these communication barriers? Overall, I'm talking all the communication barriers. Okay, how do we overcome this? Number one, you always choose a proper medium. Okay, whenever you want to communicate, make sure that now if you make a telephone call, or now if you send an email, this is going to reach that person. So you make a proper medium of communication. You choose that. You stay focused on that communication. You need to know precisely the points that you're going to talk about. Don't use jargons unnecessarily, because might be the other person doesn't know these special words. As I said again and again, have an open mind, stay attentive, take feedback, take follow up. If the other person is understanding, if you're just talking and you don't take feedback, that's why again and again keep telling y'all that, guys, we need to know what are. Yes, so as I'm always again and again with saying that, have an open mind, guys. You need to be attentive what the other person is talking about. Take feedback. I always keep telling you all, do put it down in the comment section. Do put it down in the comment section if you all have any doubts, whatever feedback. So then it becomes a one-on-one communication. You need to foster strong relationships if you need to know, or if you want to improve your communication with someone, right? Next is, there are certain policies that your organization has. You need to follow them. You cannot go against the policies of organization. Even the labor work should be properly divided. Nobody should be overloaded. so that, you know, even the delays are prevented in that case. And if one person is given so much work, he won't be able to do anything. Right, so these are the ways in which you can overcome the barriers of communication. Got it, everyone? Got the barriers. Barriers means problems. Now we saw physical barriers, we saw its causes, we saw semantic barriers, we saw how to overcome them, we saw psychological barriers, we saw organizational barriers, and how to overcome all these. Yes, everyone, clear. I hope nobody has no doubts and nobody ND. This is how Gen Z talks. You know, whenever I say nobody, anybody, any doubts, nobody, no doubts. So one of my students, they say, and anybody, ND. So ND is no doubts. My God, can you believe that? I was like, oh ho ho ho. Okay, chalo, let's move on. Now, next is, guys, legal aspects of business communication. Now, what is exactly legal aspects of business communication? So, business communication, guys, is essential. Certain, you know, there are many times if you don't comply by a law, so we can have serious consequences. So to avoid that, we need to give certain messages in advance. So for example, a product disclaimer, you know, where it will be written, like for example, there's a cigarette packet, so there's always a disclaimer that consuming cigarette can cause cancer, right? So it's a product disclaimer, so the side effects has to be written of that particular product. Then legal disclosures, whenever you go for any like, you know, for example, let's consider when an organization, they want to protect its copyright, they want to protect its patent, okay, so they can give these legal disclosures that I want to protect my patent, okay, from outsiders. So I am signing an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, with these people, so that whenever they go out, my patent, my copyrights will not be spoken about. They are my secrets. Financial reporting. Okay, here, guys, is the most essential form. Uh, it's like to avoid frauds. Okay, so here the written communication is done, so that if we talk about books of accounts, for example, so every organization, we need to maintain books of accounts, right? So that frauds don't happen, transparency is maintained. Contracts and internal communication. Now, whenever we are with the stakeholders, we enter into contracts for n number of things, day-to-day basis. We hold meetings, okay? So we need to maintain minutes of the contracts, of the meetings, whatever the entire data is. And last is marketing communication. Now, if we talk about marketing communication, it can be an oral one, it can be uh, in indirect, direct, any kind of communication. But when a salesperson is talking on behalf of his company, he's representing his company, okay? So whenever I tell you, you are representing your institute, you are representing your company, so you need to be careful at both the places, okay? Now, if you see, if you must have seen mutual fund advertisements, okay, at the end there's always a disclaimer that they give. Mutual fund advertisements are subject to market risk. Read the offer documents carefully before investing. Correct? That is a disclaimer. Also, whenever you go for a movie, you'll see before the movie starts, there's a disclaimer that any incident, whatever has happened in the movie, it does not relate to any real life incident and things like that. Okay, that is nothing but a disclaimer. Now, how do we prevent the threats of legal aspects? Okay, just maintain proper books, proper documents. So legally, we'll be fine. Do not use any copyrighted documents, somebody else's copyright and you are using it. Don't do that. Do not use inappropriate tone with employees, because we don't want to attract any legal traction unnecessarily. Do not manipulate the numbers in your financial document. Ensure that all licensed legal documents are updated. Keep confidential documents at a safe place so that nobody gets access to it. seal them, okay. You need to make sure that nobody is even aware of it until unless there are certain people who know about it. Otherwise majority of them don't know, okay. And train your sales employees and train all other employees well, so that your company brand image doesn't go down the lane. Yes, okay, like for example, this had happened with Byju's, okay. When Byju's was doing really well, so there were a lot of complaints regarding its sales officers, a lot of complaints. Need to avoid that. Yes, everyone. Yes. So many parents used to say that the way the sales officers of Byju's, like not officers, but the way sales employees of Byju's they talk, it is not a very welcoming tone, and they are very like they talk in a very attitude manner, and maybe kind of in a threatening manner that the student might fail if he doesn't do this, if he doesn't do that, that kind. So there were a lot of issues, lot of complaints. So for that you need to give training to the sales employees so that the brand image of the company is maintained. Yes, everyone. Yes, guys. Anybody, any doubt? Yes, okay. Breather, guys. We need a breather. Breather. Breathe. Breathe. We've been doing a lot of business communication back to back, back to back, back to back. We've just been doing business communication. Yes. And the last part, everyone, the last step, the last part of business communication, and then we are done with business communication. We'll be done. Okay, so after this, we'll be having one more session where we will be doing the Q&As of business communication. That's it, just the Q&As. Okay, so your entire even business communication will be done, covered. Or yes, public, yes, everyone. Okay, let's move on. Now, let's talk about graphics and references for business communication. Okay. See, imagine now if you are, like a director at MNC, and you have to do so much work, right? So if you keep writing and if you keep presenting, you can't handle so many things at the same time. But in graph form, in chart form, it's just like this. Like for example, if I talk about the population analysis for the last 5 years, it's going to be like one full page. But if I just draw a graph that in 2020 it was just 21, 22, 23, 24, it's just one graph and you'll get the entire data, right? So number one is flow charts. Flow charts is like a breakdown. Okay, so it shows you the entire process. Like if number one, this is done, if this decision is yes, this decision is no, then what action will be taken. Okay, so that's a flow chart. So it generally shows you the process of anything. Okay, clear? Next is presentation. Now, if we talk about presentation, PPT, PowerPoint, presentation, it's so important. Even today, how much ever you hype up the chat GPT and things like that, PowerPoint presentations will never go out of style. Because when we have the PowerPoint presentation, it's like a skill, okay? So, they are the most effective ways to present any kind of information. Then color coding, we need to highlight certain documents. Like if you see your notes of AEC, certain words are highlighted, they are underlined. Okay, so you need to highlight it maybe in red or in any other color. So whenever you're reading the paper, you're just you look there. By default, you happen to look there. Tables and graphs. Okay, so you make a table, you make graphs. Like if you see this graph, okay, now if you write this on a piece of paper, it's going to be a lot. But if you just see this graph, so in January, February, March and April, they are showing you the sales. Okay, how many laptops? The dark green is the laptop, the smallest one is the smartphone in January, and the normal green is tablets. Okay, so this is how we get to know. Also, if you can represent the same thing in a table form. So instead of writing, if you represent it like this, people tend to remember it, number one. At the same time, people tend to like seeing such things. They like to read about it then. If you give theoretical points, it's not interesting at all. So graphs makes it very interesting. Okay. Motion graphs is like you are explaining something, you're summarizing something, and it's shown in a motion. It's shown in a motion. Okay, so this is a motion graph. Of late, even that is um, very much in trend. This is done by using animation techniques and things like that. And it will immediately grab the attention of everybody sitting in that room. And if you just go on giving a speech and if you keep writing lines, it won't be attractive. But if you're showing a graph, if you're showing this motion, a process and a motion, that will be attractive. Yes, everyone? Okay. Now, what are the advantages, guys, of using graphic elements? Number one, you need charts, you need tables so that you can easily explain them. Okay, you need to summarize the data. It helps time. You can use animated videos. You can use colors, which makes the data more attractive. And what are the disadvantages? It's not very easy to understand. Like words, you can read it and understand, but this is not very easy. And people who are not very tech savvy, they too will find it very difficult. Like, you know, people who are not very like if you write it and if you give it to your grandmother, maybe she'll understand. But if you show this graph to your grandmother, she'll be like, no, I'm not understanding this, right? So, and it's a very time consuming process. You can data, you can just write it, but if you want to prepare a graph, it's going to take a lot of time. Then video designing, it's expensive. Then there is specialized knowledge, you know, regarding videos, regarding graphics. So not everybody can do this kind of editing and this kind of graphical presentations. Yes. And the last part is, guys, referencing. Now, what is referencing? Of late, referencing has become very essential, very important. Now, what is referencing? See, when we put down reports, okay, we create certain reports that are monthly, certain that are every 15 days, certain that are quarterly, okay. So we create these reports. We are presenting to the stakeholders, and they are not even manipulated. They are the true reports. Okay, the numbers are not up and down. They're the true reports that we presented to the stakeholders. Now, as a result of this, reference to your first report needs to be given. Reference to your first report needs to be given so that they can connect these two reports. Got it, everyone? Okay, so when you give reference to your OG document, now you all understand what OG is, original. When you give reference to your OG document, these two documents get connected, and then we understand, oh, in May this was the situation, in June this is the situation, in September this is the situation. Got it? That is referencing. So it makes it clear that this idea belongs, original idea belongs to whom. You understand the topic more well. It's like supporting evidence also. What are the advantages? It shows that your quality of work is great. Our data is secondary data, but it is done on basis of entire research. Okay, it also protects right of copyright. Like for example, if there is a book that was written by someone else in the month of May, now in September we have written certain data and we have given reference of this book, of this writer, that in the month of May he had written this book and there it was written something like this. He had done an economic analysis. This reference we give of him. Is that fine? Absolutely. We are telling no who is the original source of this information. Yes. And what are the disadvantages? Sometimes we don't tend to look for information, so might be the information is misleading. Okay, not everybody will understand because it is a bit complicated, referencing, going in the past, going back to locate the data. If we give too many references, so where is the original writer in us then? Okay, and it's time consuming, of course. And that's it, people. That's it. That's all about your business communication. I hope nobody has no doubts. And anybody, Andy? Right? I hope everything is clear. As I said, guys, 3 sessions and we've done business. We are done with business communication. Yes. So 3 sessions and we are done with business communication. Guys, we need to be smart enough. We need to be, as I said, we do not have to do donkey work. We have to do smart work. Okay. Whatever is important from exam point of view, from exam POV, only that, nothing else. No donkey work, purely smart work. Whatever we've covered in these 3 lectures of business communication, that's more than enough data, number one. Number two, the MCQ session that will be the next session. The 3 sessions of business communication. 1 second. I think there have been 4 sessions. Yes, so 4 sessions. 4 sessions of business communication and the MCQ session. Okay, so 4 sessions of business communication and the MCQ session. This is more than enough for you to score great in your exams. Okay, everyone. So please go back, see SOGA, see NEGO, see sources of law, see business communication. You are there. Everything is done. Just IC is remaining. Baki, everything is done. Yes. Okay, people. So that's it. That's it. That's it. We'll stop for now. And I will see you guys in the Q&A round of business communication. Till then, everybody take care of yourself. Stay safe. Signing off. CS Kajal Hande. Bye-bye, guys. See you soon.